Hey guys, Erica here. Welcome back to Sugar, Spice and Rosé. Today we'll be making a vanilla red velvet swirl cake. I'll be showing you how to make both flavors of cake, the fluffiest vanilla American buttercream, how to level your cakes, fill them, crumb coat them, and how to decorate them. So stay tuned. For the vanilla cake, I start by taking some room temperature milk and combining it with vinegar. I mix that and I let it rest for approximately 15 minutes. Next, take a mixing bowl with all of your dry ingredients and combine it with a whisk and place that on a mixer. Add all of your oil, allow that to mix for a few seconds, add all of your milk and then add half of your water and allow that to mix for a few seconds. Stop the mixer, scrape the bowl down, then add the remaining water. Allow that to combine, scrape the bowl down one more time and set it aside. For your red velvet cake, repeat the same steps as your vanilla cake. Combine all the dry ingredients for the red velvet cake. Add your oil, milk, half the water with the red food coloring. Mix that together and scrape the bowl down. Then add the remaining water. Combine that. Scrape the bowl down one more time and now you're ready to marble your cake. Take a baking pan that has been greased and lined with parchment paper and start randomly pouring a little of each batter in the pan. It's almost like you're layering the batter. Add approximately 2 pounds, which is 4 cups of batter to the pan in total. Bake at 325 degrees for approximately 45 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean with no wet batter. Allow them to cool completely on a wire rack. That baking time will vary. Next is the buttercream. We're going to use unsalted butter and sifted icing sugar. My butter is slightly firm to help with the warm climate that I currently live in. When I start to whip the butter will start to warm up, and if it's too warm, the buttercream will be greasy. Add the butter to the bowl and then mix on a low speed just to loosen it up. Make sure to scrape the beaters down because the butter will get stuck, especially because of the temperature that we're using. When everything starts to soften a little, whip that butter on high until pale and fluffy, like in this clip. As you can see, the contrast between the butter before it was whipped and after. This is what you're trying to achieve. Now that your butter is whipped, you're going to add half your icing sugar along with 2 or more teaspoons of vanilla depending on your taste and 1 to 2 tablespoons of cream. Go with 1 tablespoon to start and then add some later. Mix on a low speed and when all the sugar is incorporated, whip on high for 5 minutes. This gives the icing sugar a chance to dissolve into the butter and incorporate a ton of air. When the 7 minutes are up, you're going to want to scrape the beater and the bowl down and cover the buttercream with plastic wrap and place it in the fridge for 20 minutes to chill. This is the trick to the perfect buttercream. When the 20 minutes are up, you're going to remove it from the fridge and whip it on high for another 7 minutes. At this point, you can determine if you want to add additional cream and vanilla. Remember, less cream is better. The cream will change the consistency of the buttercream and the vanilla will darken the color, so keep that in mind. With this method, I find that I only need to use 1 tablespoon of milk or cream. Now that your buttercream is finished, place it in the fridge again until you're ready to fill your cakes. At that point, I'll show you a trick to remove all the air bubbles. Now I'm going to show you how to level your cake. So you're going to take a serrated knife. I only have a chef knife, and you're going to place it on the side of your cake at a nice level spot. Keeping the knife level, you're going to slowly turn the cake around on your turntable and mark the outline of the cake. Then you're slowly going to start to slice into the cake until you remove the top of the cake. Now we're back to the buttercream. You're going to take it from the fridge and you're going to beat it by hand. So doing this, you're going to remove as many air pockets as possible. Now we're going to start assembling our cake. So you're going to take a turntable, a non-slip mat, and then you're going to place a larger cake board. Place some tape on that 8-inch cake board and then place a 6-inch cake board onto that. Now you're going to take one of those leveled cake layers, place it in the center of your 6-inch cake board. Then you're going to place approximately half cup of buttercream, maybe less, maybe more, depending on how thick you want it to be, and slowly spread it out with your offset spatula. And you're going to move it out. You're not going to lift the spatula out. You're almost going to do like a swinging motion, a pushing motion until you reach the edge of the cake. Again, you don't want to lift up to, remove the buttercream from the cake, but you're going to move it nice and slowly until you get a nice smooth layer. Then you're going to place your other layer on top of that and repeat this step. Place another set of buttercream onto that next level layer. Then you're going to do the same motions, moving it back and forth, nice and slowly, taking your time in almost like a rocking motion with your offset spatula until you're finished. And after you've smoothed out that final layer of buttercream, you're going to add your last leveled layer of cake. Place it on and make sure all of the layers are in line, that you have straight sides. You're going to press it nice and down firmly to make sure that it adheres to the buttercream. And now we're going to move on to the stage of crumb coating your cake. And a crumb coat is what you're going to do to lock in those crumbs, because you're going to keep those crumbs from getting into your final layer of buttercream. So you're going to add a thin layer of buttercream going right around your cake, and then you're going to go in with a bench scraper, go right around your cake to smooth that cake out, and then remove the excess buttercream from the top of the cake by swiping inwards. Now we're going to move on to coloring our buttercream. So we're going to take 3 bowls, 1 red, 1 pink, and 1 to leave plain white. You're going to marble 1 red, then you're going to marble the other 1 pink. Don't mix the color all the way in. You want it to almost be, unmixed, because that's what's going to give you that marbled look that you saw in the beginning. Okay, so now that your cake is chilled, you're going to take some of that buttercream from each of the bowls and you're going to start to place that onto your chilled cake. And as you see in the video, I just basically press it on, but I'm not spreading it too much because I don't want to over mix the buttercream. Now that you've placed all your buttercream right up to the top of your cake, you're going to take a Wilton cake comb and slowly scrape away that buttercream. Do it really slowly, as if you're going to be using a straight regular spatula, and scrape away nice and slowly. And as you scrape, you're going to see that you have some air pockets. Just fill that in with the remaining buttercream that you have, and keep going right on that cake nice and slowly, taking off a little at a time until you have a nice smooth cake. And if you need to, feel free to place the cake in the fridge to chill between each scraping, and that will really help you out. And after you've done all of your scraping and chilling, you're going to smooth out the top of the cake. I forgot to film that, I'm really sorry. But your cake is finished. You can slice your cake up, take photos, make sure to tag me if you post them on Instagram at Sugar Spice and Rose. I would love to see them. Any recreations, any color variations, I would love to see. And this is a recipe that I was testing out by Joshua John Russell from Man About Cake. I know from his new channel, You've Been Deserted. I was testing this recipe. I just want to create my own version of it, so I'm just testing various creators' recipes, again giving full credit obviously. So this is his recipe that I was testing out, and I really love the taste of the red velvet cake. I didn't really get much of the vanilla flavor, but I really did love that red velvet flavor, so I do think I will adapt my recipe from this. I really do think so. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun making it. It took me so long to get it edited. I don't know why, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram for any behind the scenes looks at Sugar Spice and Rose. Feel free to leave a comment about anything you want to see in the future, and I can't wait to see you guys. Bye.